All right, it's 7 o'clock. We're going to call this meeting to order. Justin, Christopher,
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to be here this evening. We thank you for all the staff and the teachers and parents and students that make the school corporation go round. We just pray for us to make sound decision making this evening. It's in your son's name we pray. Amen.
Is there any public comment or positive news from the corporation?
I do have some positive news that I want to touch on. Two things. First off, as most of us probably know, been a pause in SNAP benefits. And I just want to highlight all the community members that have reached out to the schools offering help. In particular, I've talked to Jerry Peters at the Middletown Food Bank, who has been a big help, kind of giving us some instructions on what they need and information on what they need. And then also Brooke Greer, who's at our elementary school. I think she's a member of iTown Church, and they are providing up to 70 food boxes to be sent home on Friday. So I've sent out that information, encourage people to take advantage of those if they need them. We've got kind of a running list of agencies that are available. So if anybody knows of any others that you look at that and you think, well, this is another good opportunity or an agency that wants to help, please send that our way. But I just want to commend the community for really stepping up. I had lots of people reaching out. Secondly, transportation. I wanted to recognize our transportation department. It's difficult normally, but lately we've had kind of some staffing people out for various reasons. So we occasionally we've had to run maybe a double route a couple times, but other than that, and that's really difficult on kind of families and bus drivers, but they step up, they do it. And so I want to recognize Melanie Furnish, our bus drivers, William Cooper, Brent Becker, all been very flexible, stepping up and doing extra work. So we just really appreciate them this time for helping us out. That's all I got.
Perfect, thank you. You guys have all had a chance to review the minutes. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
All motion.
Cameron moves.
Second.
Christopher seconds. Is there any discussion? Carl, how do you vote?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Christopher?
Yes.
Cameron?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We will move on to our project hearing for the proposed bond project. We're going to hold a special hearing this evening for this bond project. If you're interested in speaking at this hearing, please make sure you have signed the sign-in sheet, which should indicate your name and address. We're going to do a presentation by the administration and its advisors. There will be an opportunity for the public to make comments about the project. At this specific hearing, we will ask that each person limit their comments to 3 minutes and that the topic be limited to the proposed budget or project under consideration. The notice of this hearing is published as legally required. At this time, I will ask the Superintendent Jake Weezy to explain the purpose of this hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Chandler. Pursuant to Indiana Code 20-26-7-37, before a school corporation may spend more than $1 million to build, repair, or alter a school building that will be financed by a lease or bonds, it must hold a public hearing at which explanations of the potential value of the project to the school corporation and community are given. This public hearing and the consideration of resolutions represents the beginning of the legal process. The resolutions presented at this meeting establish the maximum financial terms for the proposed project. Next up, Mr. Cooper is here, and I'd ask him to just kind of give an overview of kind of how we got to this point and just a general overview of the needs and why we're doing this project.
Do you have the?
You want me to go through the, I don't have all the.
Oh, you don't have mine to read?
No, I don't have that one.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right, I'll just wing it.
But I've got everything else.
Well, it was great that you mentioned about transportation department earlier, because, transportation, transporting our students to and from school, to and from sporting events, to and from field trips, it's a major part of our school that sometimes is overlooked. And, I somewhat think maybe we've kind of overlooked it here at Shenandoah for many years. Currently, we have 28 full-size buses, 5 minibuses, 20 full-time route drivers, and 4 subs. We currently house our buses out on the property north of the football field. There's a gravel area, and there's 3 half barns up there. They can't house all of our buses we have right now. They can house maybe about 15 buses, and definitely not all the mini buses. They park outside. Our bus drivers.
There you go, Mr. Cooper.
Okay, good. Okay. So that's good. You gotta kind of just visualize. You can kind of see here's the football field. So here's north is to the right. So here's where we kind of store our buses right now, in this kind of gravel area right here. The bus drivers, when they come in the morning, they come and they drive in here and they park their cars here or there in this area and get in the buses and drive them for the routes. Not a totally safe situation, especially when they're coming or going, to have them all mixed in together at the same time. So there's also, we don't have a building right now with like a couple of bays in it or something where we could pull a bus in and maybe change oil ourselves or give a bus a spray down. We don't even have, when I first started here, one of the big controversies was the bus drivers wanted a porta potty. And we finally gave them keys so they could stop in the school buildings and have a bathroom facility. So this really kind of boils down to what we started to think of as we really needed to take this serious, have a transportation area to store our buses, and provide some facilities for our bus drivers and our management of the transportation department. So we've been working with Garmin Miller architects to come up with some ideas. I know we've even had some work sessions with the board to talk about some few different possibilities. So our latest drawing we have from Garmin Miller shows that we could use this area of land that we had purchased when we did the wind turbine up even farther north. And rather than make it a gravel, we can pave this all with good thick asphalt or reinforced asphalt for buses. Have plenty of bus storage canopies where the buses could partially be parked underneath and they could be plugged in, keep their engines warm during the winter. And then we could have a building, which is basically it's a barn. It'll be it's a metal building, but it'll be a 2-story building. It'll have a couple of bays for buses that could pull in, and then there'll also be an area with bathroom, a break room, and an office area. And then also a mezzanine deck for some storage of some bus supplies. And then separate parking for the bus drivers, so they could pull in here and park, and they'll be able to get through here and then get in their buses and pull out. So that's kind of the idea we've been working on. Garmin Miller, they come up with, they've got a database of estimated costs of the different items that are involved here. And so for this project, they came up with an architectural estimate of between $3.1 million and $3.8 million. accomplish that right there, and that includes contingencies and some soft costs involved in that as well, and some of the cleaning up. So we also have, there's a few maintenance items that are kind of left over from the last bond, and some of them are just, downright repairs, but they're so large that they're capital expenditures. Right now, the air conditioning at the elementary school office is out. That's gonna be like a $50,000 repair we're gonna need to do no matter what. We've got 2 boilers at the middle school that are past their age and they need to be replaced. We couldn't fit that in the last bond. The track needs to be resurfaced, and several other items like that. So we went to our financial advisors at Baker Tilly and started to ask them to do an analysis to find what would be the impact if we were to do a lease bond and take on that in order to do these projects. So that's where we have Tyler and Levelholtz from Baker Tilly, and he's here with that information on the tax impact of this.
Good evening, thank you for having me. As Mr. Cooper said, I'm Tyler Levelholtz with Baker Tilly Municipal Advisors, and I'll be walking through the financial implications of the proposed projects. So I'll start on page 2 of the handout that I handed out to you. That just shows your current outstanding debt. But there's a better visual on the next page where you can see it in a chart. So you can see that over the next couple of years, your total annual payments are going up a little, and then they will start to decline in 2028 until all of your current outstanding debt will be paid off in 2038. So what we have done, if you go to the next page, is we have structured a bond issue in the amount of $5,630,000. Now, after taking out an allowance for an underwriter's discount and some cost of issuance, that would give you approximately $5.35 million for construction. And we're just setting maximums today, so if between now and when you sell bonds, you decide you don't need that much, we can always lower the amount that you borrow. We structure them to be repaid over about 15 years and 4 months. And using conservative interest rates, we're estimating total interest expense over the life of the bonds to be about $2.5 million. Now, we did use maximums at 5% for this estimate, and if they were to sell today, you'd probably be closer to about 3.1. So these are maximums and conservative numbers. And with those conservative numbers, we're estimating an increase for your levy in 2027 of about $370,000, which would equate to about 7.9 cents of an impact to your debt service tax rate. Now, again, if interest rates stay where they are now when we sell these next year, those numbers would be lower. The next page is just a visual of how the outstanding bonds would look along with the new bonds. You can see for a few years, they would be up at that higher level, and then they would start to drop in 2030, and they would be paid off in 2041. Now, page 6 just shows the monthly and annual tax rate, tax impact of various types of property taxpayers within the district. I won't read through all of these numbers, but I'll highlight someone with the median value of a home in the district of $171,900. Using those conservative estimates, we would estimate an annual impact of about $56.55. For each acre of agricultural land, we would estimate an impact of $1.57 per acre. For every $100,000 of non-homestead residential or long-term care properties, for every $100,000, we'd see an impact of about $69.87. And then for every $100,000 of commercial and industrial property, see an impact of about $79.40. And that is all I have, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Board members have any questions?
I know in the past, we've seen a chart that has overall tax rate by corporation district. Like South Henry, Shelby, or et cetera. That's not part of the packet, I saw that, but is
can pull something together and get that to you in the next couple of days probably.
I did look, Christopher, of course, you know, we're ending 2025, we're going into 26, so those things are all gonna kind of change. We don't know what the other schools are doing. But in the spring of 25, this year, you know, our rate, overall rate was 16 cents lower than Tri, 33 cents lower than Newcastle, 51 cents lower than Nicetown, and 89 cents lower than Blue River. So
This is 7 cents, or
a little under 8 cents.
8 cents increase, so we're still 8 to 9 cents below the next closest.
Of course, you know, the assessed values are all gonna change with the new formulas, so it's hard to know for sure, but that's where we're at.
It'd be good to have that. That's not gonna come
We can get it from you.
Yeah.
I'll send it over to Drew this week.
Anybody else have any other questions? Okay, if not, we will now open the public hearing. Remember, if you would like to speak, please sign in on the sheet. As I mentioned earlier, we ask you to limit your comments to the proposed project and financing and keep it to 3 minutes. Is anyone interested in speaking? Sorry. No comments, no questions from the public? Yes. The project resolution is required when a school corporation is planning to spend more than $1 million on a given facility or type of work. It contains the estimated hard and soft construction costs and the cost of issuance and establishes the total project cost. It also contains the estimated tax impact. Do we have a motion to adopt the project resolution?
I'll motion.
Carl moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Cameron seconds. Is there any discussion about the project resolution? If not, Christopher, how do you vote?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Cameron?
Yes.
Carl?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We have the next resolution, is a reimbursement resolution relating to the financing of the construction project. This resolution permits the school corporation to reimburse itself from bond proceeds for any cash which it might spend on the project prior to the closing of the bonds. It is required by federal tax law in order to preserve the school corporation's ability to reimburse itself. We have a motion for the reimbursement resolution. Cameron moves.
I'll second.
Christopher seconds. Is there any discussion? If not, Carl, how do you vote?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Christopher?
Yes.
Cameron? Yes. And I vote yes. At this time, we will be adjourned from the project hearing.
All right, time for, we're gonna look at our 2025-2026 SEA-SSC teacher contract. I'm gonna go over a few slides here to give you a kind of an overview of what we decided. Salary increases. We have a new salary schedule that will increase by 1,000. That is important because we want to be competitive with other districts, and so in the past we've not done this. That's kind of put us at a disadvantage because when people enter the corporation, we want them to enter with a competitive salary. So we were able to add 1,000 to each step. So you can see it there as a result. We have a beginning teacher first year. We were at 45,000 with a bachelor's and 47 with a master's degree. It is a new state law that 45,000 is the new floor for teacher salaries. So obviously we're happy that we were able to hit that. There are corporations that are not able to do that, and we're happy to be able to do that. We also have all teachers will receive a base salary increase of $2,150. So that is good. Additionally, this is a new part of new legislation as well. Teachers with a literacy endorsement on their teaching license will receive a $215 base salary increase. So we put in there just so we can plan that they will submit that information by November 15th to be eligible for that increase. In addition, we have 12 new teachers that we want them to increase in that new salary schedule. So those 12 new teachers will get a increase of $1,000 to keep them on pace with the new salary schedule. Insurance, no increases in contributions to the employee health insurance. This is continuing from years past. The board will continue to contribute $319.35 and $958.03 per month, and this basically is based on IRS guidelines. There's a chart that we go by, and that's how much that the board contributes to each employee. Discontinuing contributions to the teacher health savings account. However, teachers can choose to make voluntary contributions for that. Reason for that is when we switch to the current format of insurance, which is an ICRA, not all teachers are choosing plans that have an HSA. So there really isn't an equitable way to provide an HSA. And we're not really even sure that we're able to do that. So we want to make sure that we were clear on that and got that out of there, so then now teachers can choose to do that if they choose to. And any discussion from the board on that or questions? I guess that's your part.
Does anybody have any questions on that? You are going to approve the teacher contract?
I would ask you to approve that, yes.
Do we have a motion to approve the current contract for 25-26?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Christopher moves.
Second.
Carl seconds. Is there any discussion, questions on the contract? We reviewed it last Thursday, and we all had a chance to look at it. If not, Cameron, how do you vote?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Carl?
Yes.
Christopher?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Thank you. And I would have, Tyler is here tonight. Teachers, we had a great meeting. It was a good negotiation. I'd also like to commend Drew, and Amanda was part of it this year, but also Dr. Barentine is not here. He and Drew together kind of had a very open way, I think, of doing things with the teachers, and I want to continue that, so I commend them for starting that. I hope that we can continue that. Business. Drew has included his customary statements this month. If you have any questions, he's happy to answer. Here's our financial snapshot, which you also have in your packet. We have our cash flow analysis and the investment report. There's no action on that, but if there's questions, now's a good time to ask.
Might have any questions? You went on so quick, but I'd like to thank Mr. Marks and the teachers and staff and you guys as administration for being able to work together. I know in years past it's been real difficult sometimes to get the contract together where everybody agreed, and with the reduced finances, I think it worked out real well for all of us. Thank you.
All right, requests. First up, Mr. Allen is recommending that the class of 2026 graduation commencement be set for Friday, May 22nd, 2026 at 7:30 p.m. This is the corresponding date from last year. I would ask that you approve it.
For the graduation date request, do we have a motion? Cameron moves.
I'll second.
Christopher seconds. Any discussion? Carl?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Christopher?
Yep.
Cameron?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Thank you. We have a wrestling club. The wrestling coaches are requesting permission to host a wrestling club. I would ask that you approve this request.
You've heard the request. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Carl moves.
Second.
Christopher seconds. Is there any discussion? Justin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Cameron?
Yes.
Christopher,
Yes.
Carl,
Yes.
and I vote yes.
Thank you. In your packet are two students requesting to transfer to Shenandoah, and I would ask that you approve these requests as presented.
You've heard the request for student transfers. Is there a motion? I'll move. Christopher moves.
Second.
Cameron seconds. Is there any discussion? Carl,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
Cameron,
Yes.
Christopher,
Yes.
and I vote yes.
Personnel, I'm gonna do this one separate, and we'll do these two together, and then the rest, okay. All right, we have a personnel report. I would like to separate a couple of these out. The first recommendation is to recommend our high school assistant principal, instructional coach. I'd like to recommend that you approve the hiring of Daniel Hansen.
You've heard the recommendation for the assistant principal position. Do we have a motion? Cameron moves.
I'll second.
Carl seconds. Is there any discussion? Justin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Christopher,
Yes.
Carl,
Yes.
Cameron,
Yes.
and I vote yes.
Thank you. Mr. Hansen is here. I'd like to read a little bit of information I'll be sharing with our community. Daniel is a proud 2005 SHS graduate. He's returning home to the district where his educational journey began. He brings with him a wealth of experience as a classroom teacher, athletic director, assistant principal, and championship coach, which makes him an excellent fit for this unique role. We're happy to have Mr. Hansen back here. He will officially begin on December 1st, but he's already been in a few times. Welcome back, Mr. Hansen. Do you want to introduce who you brought?
Sure. It's my wife, Alicia. Our two, Paisley, she'll be in 5th grade, and Avery's in 2nd. So they'll be coming over with me starting the first of the year. So we're excited.
You didn't bring
That'd be
CJ
good.
with you?
This is CJ.
Thank you. We're excited as well.
Thank you.
All right, next up, I'd like to do these next two together. We have, as a result of some retirements at the end of this year, we have Mr. Cooper and Mr. Brent Becker that have decided to retire at the end of this year. So we have a plan to reorganize some things in the business and operations department. So as part of this plan, we would like to recommend that we promote Tony Brandon to the position of Director of Operations, effective January 1st, 2026. And recommend that Amanda Jones be promoted to Corporation Treasurer, January 1st, 2026. We believe making these now will give us time to hire and train replacements, and also give them time to train with Drew in the meantime. So obviously some very large shoes to fill, but I recommend that we make both of those hires, please.
You've heard the recommendation. Do we have a motion for that?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Christopher moves.
I'll second.
Carl seconds. Is there any discussion? If not, Justin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Cameron,
Yes.
Carl,
Yes.
Christopher,
Yes.
and I vote yes.
Thank you. And I'm not going to make them speak. They are both here today and tonight, and they've been great. Don't tell them, but they are worth much more than we're currently giving them. We're very impressed with all that they've done, and happy that. Did I say that?
I wouldn't say
No, they've been awesome, and we want to keep them for a long time, and are happy that both are kind of able to get in more, I would say, obviously a promotion and a position where they can use their expertise to help the students of Shenandoah. Thank you both. All right, next up, we can take the rest of these, if you don't mind. The rest of these recommendations you see up there. I would recommend that we hire the rest of those on there. I would ask you to approve that as presented. I'm sorry.
Heard the very long recommendation from Mr. Weezy that we approve the rest of the personnel report as presented. Do we have a motion?
I have a question. Is in the email that we got from thing on the regular hobby, you threw in Jessica's name too? So are we?
That was on.
That is, she was already approved. So if you look,
For the regular hobby?
Yes, unless let me double check here. Is she up there? Sabrina, okay, yes. So Sabrina is being recommended. We had recommended Jessica earlier in the year. They forgot to add Sabrina back then, so we're catching her up.
So it's a
Yeah.
split position.
Yeah, they're choosing to split. Yeah, good question. Yep, so I recommend the personnel report as presented.
Yes. Do we have a motion? Before we get to that. Ken moves. Anybody second?
I'll second.
Christopher seconds. Any other discussion? If not, Carl, how do you vote?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Christopher?
Yes.
Cameron?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
All right, thank you. All right, next up are everybody's favorite part of the board meeting, policies.
Resignations.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, next up, we have some resignations, and I would ask for your approval for those resignations. I will note, Steve Hickey is retiring for the 10th time. He's still gonna be around to help us out, but Steve and his wife have started a church. I wanna spend some more time doing that, so I wanna make sure we recognize him and appreciate him continue to help out. He's gonna still be around to help us with the greenhouse and other things, and FFA. So I recommend that you approve those resignations, please.
You've heard the recommendation. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Christopher moves.
I'll second.
Carl seconds. Is there any discussion? Cameron, how do you vote?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Carl?
Yes.
Christopher?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
All right, and we have one leave that I would recommend you approving, please.
You've heard the recommendation for the leave. Is there a motion? Carl moves and Cameron seconds. Is there any discussion? Christopher?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Cameron?
Yes.
Carl?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
All right, sorry to keep everyone in suspense. These are policies that we currently have. Each year, we are sent updates based on new legislation. And so today we're looking at, I believe, 13 policies that we will be updating. In your board packet, you can kind of see there's a little bit of a very brief kind of update of what those changes are. Like I said, all are the result of some updated legislation. The last one, criminal organization activity, is no longer required, so that one will be removed. Still considered an update. So since these are just updates, we can approve all the changes at this meeting. So I would ask that you approve these as presented.
You've heard the recommendation on the policies. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Christopher moves.
I'll second.
Cameron seconds. I know before it's always been a question. So we approve these tonight. When do these actually take effect and these changes go in?
I think immediately, wouldn't they just go, they would go into effect after tonight, correct?
Okay.
Yeah.
And they will be published?
Yes, so what I do then is, I take out the jargon, they put notes in there, I take those out, and then I add them to them, and I'll upload them to our website so everybody can see them.
Okay. Is there any other questions or discussion? If not, Carl, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Christopher?
Yes.
Cameron?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Thank you. Monthly claim documents have been copied for you and presented for your approval. I would ask that you approve these claims as presented.
I make a motion that we pay our bills.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Carl?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Christopher?
Yes.
Cameron?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Okay, you have some documents that will need to be signed, so please make sure you sign those before leaving. Got a couple of announcements. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. We have a Veterans Day assembly tomorrow. This will be corporation-wide. All are invited. It's at the high school at 9 a.m. in the gym. If you're interested, you can enter through door number 5, which is the athletic entrance on the east side of the building. And also, as we all saw this morning, the weather is starting to get bad. So we'll be sending out some reminders on that. And just, especially if you have young drivers, just want to have that conversation with them to take their time. And we would rather than be late and get into an accident. So, some reminders.
If there's nothing else to come before the board, we will adjourn.